Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to this field service lightning series. I am an FSL SME expert at Value Hub, and here I will be guiding you on how to best use FSL for the betterment of your own company. So this series will contain a multitude of videos that will, by the end of it, help you become an expert in FSL, basically. I will be your guide throughout this entire series, and I shall teach you FSL hands-on also in the later videos. So getting on with it. So today's video is just a slight overview on what FSL is, a very brief introduction to be honest. So today's video, just a second, yes. So today's video, I will be focusing on just giving you a basic overview on what FSL is. And the agenda that I will be following for today is, well, I'll tell you about what FSL means, what its importance is, some common terms that are mostly used in FSL, the key features of FSL and the key players of FSL. I'll be explaining the core data model of FSL. Also, I'll follow it up with a hands-on guide on how to set up an FSL or on a short mobile app. So let's get on with what exactly an FSL is. So what is an FSL? Well, FSL is also known as the Field Service Lightning. It is a powerful, highly customizable, and a mobile-friendly platform that is provided by Salesforce. FSL is kind of like an extension of Service Cloud that helps us manage the entire workforce easily. The FSL helps us organize everything within our company, from appointments to fixing rates to product inventory to the technicians, their skills, their availability, the final report, etc. in a very easy manner. FSL provides a very clean and simple layout to help us manage everything on a day-to-day basis. So why exactly is FSL important? Well, first of all, FSL helps us in, as you can see, easy integration of the work orders and cases. FSL can assign jobs using smart technology to automatically create appointments and also helps automatically show us the best fit candidate. It also leverages AI to kind of select what kind of skill the candidate has and then assigns that particular candidate to a particular job that is the most fitting for that candidate. FSL is an extremely organized platform. So overall, it's an extremely easy task handling FSL. So finally, you get to make smarter decisions due to all of these benefits that is provided by FSL. This enhances your employee efficiency, you can improve your inventory management, you can track your products, and finally, since we're all working happily, well, even the customer is overall happy, you get a great rating, having a great customer experience. So coming on to the next one. So what are the basic terminologies that are used in FSL? I'll tell you about a few terms that are most commonly you will be finding in this entire platform that you need to know before you start FSL. The first one is, well, I'll go easy on things like these, like cases, opportunities, and assets. I'm sure you already know what these are, considering you have already finished your admin and service cloud, because those are the prerequisites. So let's get on to the words that are mostly actually used in FSL, which is work order generation. So work order generation is, well, nothing aside from what basically its name suggests. It's an organized way of logging into cases and creating work orders. Details such as products, accounts, assets, etc. are added onto it. Next on the list is scheduling, which is also, as the name suggests, it's following certain policies and rules. You have to schedule some appointments, etc. Then we have got optimizing, which is basically optimizing all the already scheduled appointments in a clear manner for better and easier viewing. Finally, we have the two of the most important terms of FSL, dispatch and work and close. Well, dispatch is nothing but sending the technician en route to the place where the appointment has been booked. I already told you at first that FSL involves dealing with technicians who have to work on the field, right? So the FSL, like this dispatch, is the field where the field is basically the locations where the company products are being used, by the way. So yes, so this term is used to describe sending out the field technicians, and this entire process is called dispatching the technicians. And lastly, work and close is just creating certain reports that helps both the company and the customer keep a record of the work done. And also you can provide a feedback with the customer's e-signature and the company's brand signature also. So now there are some other terms that are very commonly used in FSL. We will get on with those first. So the first one is work order. which is basically a collection of information from the customer side. For example, which product needs reviewing, which product needs repairing, what's wrong with it. Work orders are mostly created after the case is logged in. Next, we have got work types. The work types, which are, well, nothing but the template that defines the key requirements to fulfill a work order, such as the skills required, the type of work that needs to be done, the duration required, the products needed, etc. Service territories, as you can see here, are the areas where the company will basically perform their services. So those are the territories that are defined. For example, from city A to city B, the company XYZ performs its repairs. So from city A to city B, that entire range is its service territory. Skills, coming on to skills, well, skills are, well, the specific skills that each technician has that will help them fulfill your work orders. So basically, if a technician knows how to maintain a particular instrument that has been installed at your home, that is the maintenance skill that the technician has. So according to the skill, your maintenance technician guy will be assigned to you via FSL. That's what the skill is. Now, setting up the skill of a technician by an FSL admin has a very special process that I will be discussing in the later videos, so keep that in mind. Coming on to service appointments. Well, service appointments are automatically created after the creation of a work order, and it mostly helps in scheduling, assigning members, etc. Service resources. Well, service resources are no one but the mobile workers. They are the technicians. They are the workers that will go on site at your homes to give you the service. The mobile workers, basically, they're all called service resources in FSL terms. And finally, coming on to operating hours. Operating hours are the hours that the company runs in. Whenever the company is open, for example, from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., a company is open and operating its services. That's the operating hours. Now, these operating hours can also be very specific to each location. For example, the operating hour on city A can be from Monday to Wednesday, and the operating hour on city B can be from Thursday to Saturday. So, and according to these locations, service resources are assigned specifically to these particular operating hours. The cases are fixed within that. So that's an operating hour. Next, we will move on to the key features that are provided in FSL and the key players who participate in FSL. So the key features in FSL are actually very simple. The first one is offline capability. Well, offline capability is since most of the workers and the field technicians will have to work offline when they're going for servicing and stuff. So FSL has a mobile app that works offline so that the mobile workers can complete their tasks very easily, even if they had limited to almost no network connectivity. That's the FSL mobile app, which is also available for iOS, both iOS and Android actually. Second benefit of FSL or second feature of FSL, apologies. The second feature of FSL is push notifications. The push notification is basically it keeps your mobile workforce informed by ensuring that they never miss an important event. So let's say you have an appointment or your technician has an appointment at 10 a.m. Right at 10 a.m. or 10 to 15 minutes before 10 a.m., there will be a notification that will arrive on their phone that will remind them that they have this particular appointment that they need to go to. That's the push notification. Then we have got custom branding and layouts. Well, you can customize the app, you can customize the page to give it a look and feel of your company. You know how every company is unique in their own way, right? So every company is allowed to sort of customize the entire FSL layout. This is a flexibility that is provided by Salesforce, honestly. And it's very easy. It's very easy and it's also very crucial to make sure that your company has its own look and feel. Then we've got the configuration procedures. So you can configure quick actions to help the users complete common tasks very quickly, such as passing record data, then creating flows to guide your team, then information collection, and finally submitting reports for job completion after job completion. That's the configuration procedure. Then we've got chatter. And now if you are already an admin, since you're already an admin and you've already performed service tasks, you should already know what a chatter is. Chatter can be used to communicate with all the partners, the customers, the dispatchers, and everyone. You've also got the site user access. You can personalize your access according to your field service operation number on your Experience Builder site, such as contractors will have a separate set of licenses for accessing separate parts of FSL. Then your members will have a separate set of license. The admin will have a separate set of licenses. The dispatcher will have a separate permission set, and they can all access different parts of Salesforce. That is the site user access. On the seventh side, we've got geolocation monitoring. Now, geolocation monitoring, this is a resource that allows us to keep tabs on service resources and leverages a smarter scheduling. So you're basically allowed to locate where your technician is right now. So let's say he's on city B and you're sitting in city A. Using geolocation monitoring, you can track where exactly this technician is in city B. That's a benefit and also a feature of FSL. We have got then service reports. And service reports are, well, they create reviewable field service visit summaries. Service reports are very easy to create and they're also set by, you can also edit the entire template. It's very flexible to use and completely customizable. And this is also very easy, like very important, honestly, because service reports are submitted to service managers after a work is done so that they can keep a track of how you're performing, how the company is performing, how the service is being done, to see if there is anything to be improved. So that's mostly the function of a service report. Then we've got Salesforce knowledge integration, where you can attach specs, guidelines, and best practices to be the best that you can be. For work orders and the line items to be relevant information at the fingertips of the very team. To provide all of these information right on top of your hands within one platform, there is the entire Salesforce knowledge integration that is provided. Finally, we've got the work order overview screen. Now, the work order overview screen assists your team in quickly locating the information that they require to complete tasks. The work order overview screen lists data about our work order service appointments, line items, asset history, and other details. Like you can easily perform all of these kind of works using the work order overview screen. Then we've got the inventory tabs. So this inventory tab basically allows you to use the app to manage consumption, request products, and views. The inventory tab basically lets you have the products of an electronic, different three kinds of products, product 1, product 2, and product 3. You have 100 pieces of product 1, 200 pieces of product 2, and 50 pieces of product 3. Inventory tab allows you to sort of keep in account of how many products are, where they are, who has bought them, who has installed them, how many has been used, how many are left behind. It's in an entire inventory management. So that is the functionality of inventory tabs. And lastly, we have got the appointment assistant. Well, appointment assistant allows customers to track field service mobile workers in real time. And this is also similar to that monitoring thing. You can monitor your field service mobile workers in real time, where they are, what they are doing. You can track them. So these are the key features that are provided, that is provided by FSL as a platform. Now coming on to who uses FSL. Well, in simpler terms, the answer is anyone. Anyone who is involved in a company of mobile field technicians can use FSL and enhance their company performance. For example, think of an electronics company that provides repairing, installation, and maintenance services. In such a company, FSL can help it make it easier to monitor the installation, to provide the maintenance info. It can remind you for the pending annual maintenances. It can manage all the repairing tasks, track the inventory of all the products, etc., and so many stuff. FSL just makes all of it easy to manage and all of that. Now, I know it sounds extremely daunting once you're hearing all of these together, like what are these terms, what is going on. It sounds very confusing, but I can promise you, FSL is actually a very easy platform to use. Just hold on with it, and throughout this entire series, I'll be guiding you on how to use an FSL. And I can assure you by the end of this entire video series, honestly, you'll come out as an FSL expert. So FSL has, I'll move on to the next slide for a second. Yes. So FSL basically has certain positions or personas, you can say, that people are assigned to by the company. So these personas, they have to manage different parts of FSL. The first one is dispatcher, a very important function, I tell you. The dispatcher is the one who is responsible for responding to the work orders and dispatching service resources. They have access to the entire dispatching console, which is actually very, very important to us. Don't worry, you will learn it in detail later on. So this dispatcher console is controlled by the dispatcher, and dispatcher will assign the right person for the job based on his skill, when they are available, and how close they are to the site. The proximity and everything will be decided by the dispatcher. Then we've got the field technician. Well, as you already know, these are the service resources that are going on the field. The field technicians, they are on-site crew. So they have access to the FSL mobile app, as they are always on the go, on the road, with low and offline, with little to no network. So these have access to the mobile app. Then we've got the service agents. So the service agents are mostly who are responsible for dealing with the customer and deciding on what they need to do, what needs to be done when a customer calls an issue. So let's say you are tied up to a cell phone company, and your cell phone is not performing well. So you call onto the cell phone service agent, basically whatever customer number that you give on the internet, you find it out and you call them. Now you see, whenever the service agent will pick up your call, they will talk you through the entire issue. They will find the easiest way to deal with whatever problem it is that you're having, right? And alternate easier solution that is given to you. Those are the service agents. In FSL terms, they are called the service agents. Lastly, coming on to the service managers. Now, the service managers, in simpler terms, service managers have access to everything. They are the managers, basically. They monitor everything. They monitor the efficiency of the team. They monitor the success of the team. They are in charge of the reports, the list views, the analytics. They basically have access to everything. So, moving on to the next slide. Now we will come up to FSL having certain most common use cases, which means these are basically examples of work types that are provided by companies who use FSL the most commonly. So by listening to these or by viewing these, you can get an easy idea on what kind of services are mostly provided by companies that use FSL in the highest amount. First is repairs. Well, repairers are responsible, visiting customer sites to carry out the repairs. They can either be single visit or multiple visit. Specific skill sets are required according to the work order, so they are all assigned by FSM. Then there is maintenance, which is scheduled visits to make sure that everything's working completely fine. That's the maintenance. It can be an annual maintenance, it can be once in a 6 month maintenance, and all of that. Then we have also got sales, where reps visit prospect customer sites. And finally, there's healthcare visits. Certain healthcare industries also use this episode so that they can make sure they make sure to remind the patients that they need to visit this on this particular date for this particular issue on their bodies. Kind of like stuff like that. That's the healthcare visit. Now, finally, we will go to one of the main parts of FSL, which is the functionality, or what are the main functions that FSL provides. These are very simple functions, and I've already mentioned actually most of these before. So by now you should already be aware of what these are. The first one is facilitating appointment and booking via telemetry and scheduling. The second one is special field service dispatcher control. Like I said, it's a very special thing, which you will be learning on later. Then we've got the offline FSL mobile app for both iOS and Android. Like I said, you can use it offline. You can access it anywhere with little to no network, and it's a mobile app that is only available or mostly available for field technicians. Then we have got the automated service appointments, which basically brings together the entire FSL platform. Service appointments are also very important because they are the central piece in this entire FSL puzzle. And finally, we've got an FSL, which is an extension of the Service Cloud and works very closely with it. So there's one particular object called the work order, which is shared by FSL, by the Service Cloud in FSL, and it's also the very important, most important one. Like I said before, I spoke about work order generation. I spoke about something called the work order generation before, right? Yep, this is the work order object that is shared from Service Cloud to Field Service. Coming on to finally the data model. So I will explain to you what exactly or how exactly Field Service works. So that is basically I'll be explaining to you the model that Field Service follows. Now looking at it, it may seem extremely confusing what's going on in this flowchart, but don't worry, it's a very easy thing. It's very simple actually. So what happens is a case is logged in here. First of all, a case is registered either by the customer or the agent for the service that needs to be performed. A work order is created here. The system then allows this creation of work order and a service appointment which is automatically created where you are assigning the skill, the requirements, the service resources and everything. You're assigning it here. And then the resource reviews the work order and decides what needs to be done. Okay. So then they take the products required and everything is decided, and then the dates are fixed, the appointment is fixed, and they are dispatched. Now after this dispatch happens, the work order, the technician goes on to the customer's home, they do whatever it is to be done, or once the task is done, then they come back to the service manager and then report back. They report back to the service manager by submitting a report about the work done. And in this work here, This work that is assigned here by to the resource, everything is followed according to the operating hours, the skills that they have, the skills that they possess, the skills that are required to fulfill that particular work. Everything is followed once the resource is assigned, to assign the resource basically. Now, once the resource has been dispatched and the work has been done, a report is submitted, as I already said. And once the report is submitted, the dashboards and everything is created. That is a whole other thing. But till like the report is submitted, that's the finishing of the work. Once the report is submitted, the work is complete, everything is over. So that's what happens. A work order is created, a service appointment is automatically formed, a resource is assigned, a territory, based on the territory, its availability, its operating hours, and the skills and everything. A territory member is assigned. The assigned member goes to the customer site. The work is done. Then it comes back to the service manager and submits a service report. And the service report, in the service report, if the case is closed, then the case is closed. That's it. The case is over. The work has been solved. That's basically what happens in this entirety of FSL data model. Now, coming on to the final slide of this entire presentation. This will basically, I will just tell you what exactly a mobile app is. So this is nothing but a mobile app that is available to both iOS and Android. So you don't have So this mobile app is very easy to use. It offers easy connectivity. You can customize anything within this mobile from its layouts to everything. It is accessible to the field technicians and it allows the field technicians to perform extremely hard tasks. And some of those requires them to navigate between multiple tabs, flows, and actions. That's basically what the mobile app is. The mobile app is nothing but a compacted form of the entire FSL layout on the Salesforce platform, minus some of the features. Most of it is available through the mobile app only, at least the ones that are accessible to the field technicians. They are all available in the mobile app. So this is the mobile app, and for question and answers, well, I've given you an overview. So if you have any doubts, you can just comment it on the section and comment it on the comment section, and I'll try my best to clear them out. In the next section, I'll be guiding you in the next session. Apologies. Once again, in the next session, I'll be guiding you on to how to actually create an FSL org with hands-on practicing. I'll show you what the FSL like entire org looks like, what you need to do to set it up and everything. So that will happen and how to integrate it properly into your org. So that will happen in the next session. For now, goodbye and thank you. Bye bye. Oh, how do I stop recording?